let's get started. Here we go. All right. Get myself all set up. Get my timer going. Just a reminder again, for those of you who haven't maybe been here before, make sure you have a full water bottle on your bike. You're definitely going to need a towel tonight. And if you have a fan, either a ceiling fan or a fan that you can put next to you, that will definitely help just keep you a little bit more comfortable as you go through the workout. As you might notice, when you first get into your bike, it's like kind of settling into the right position. We have a place in our saddle that our body kind of just falls into each time. I was thinking tonight, a little reminder to people, and I know all of you guys are doing this, but just a reminder, when you're wearing bike shorts, you should be going commando. No underwear under your bike shorts. All that does is create another layer, which can ultimately create chafing, saddle sores, all kinds of crazy stuff. So do yourself a favor, get rid of those and allow yourself the freedom to go commando in your shorts. Now the shorts are made for that purpose, so that you have the chamois inside should be as close to your body as possible so that it can work correctly. I think some of you have heard my chamois story. I always seem to want to tell people that I can see underwear under their shorts, that they shouldn't be wearing underwear. So we're riding up in Harriman, going up 106, and we see these two guys in the distance. And I get kind of close to the guy, and I notice that he has underwear on. They look like fairly new riders. My husband looks at me and says, "You're not going to say anything, are you?" And I said, "You know, I have to say something." So I roll up to next to the guy, and I said, "You don't know me from Adam, but I am a professional coach, and I just wanted to let you know that you don't need to wear underwear under your bike shorts." He looked over at me and he said, "Thank God you told me that." He goes, "I can't wait to tell my wife." And I was thinking to myself, great. So this guy's going to go home to his wife and he's going to say, some complete stranger, some woman that I met, told me I don't have to wear underwear under my bike shorts. So hopefully he's more comfortable in his bike shorts now that he's not wearing any underwear. So take that into consideration as you move forward. And then, of course, as we go through these winter months, this is the challenging time if you're still riding outside to decide what kind of clothing to wear. So if you have the proper leg warmers, there's obviously a few. Knee warmers, which pretty much go to about this part of your leg. Leg warmers are going to go all the way down to your ankles. Or you can actually wear tights either over a pair of bike shorts or tights that have a chamois in them. So make a determination based on the day, which of those three are your best option. But just make sure if you're wearing tights over your bike shorts, that that pair of tights doesn't have a seam in the crotch area, because that will create some difficulty when you get home and take a shower. So you want to really pay attention to the construction of those tights. If you look at like baggy shorts that mountain bikers wear, they actually make the crotch seamless so that there isn't any rubbing in those sensitive areas. So I know this is kind of a sensitive subject, but it's all stuff that we need to know to make it more comfortable for us. Part of the reason why I'm saying this is, and I hope Faye is here. because she'll recognize this from in the past. Tonight's workout, a lot of you are going to find we would call in the past a crotch cruncher, because we're going to do a lot of high cadence work. So the legs are going to be moving quickly, which puts some added pressure onto the crotch. And you're seated for most of this, so you're kind of forcing the issue a little bit. And again, we're so stagnant when we're on the trainer that it does create a little bit of uncomfortableness, if that's even a word, while we're sitting in the saddle. So I gave away where we're going. Acceleration efforts tonight. I don't want you to worry, those of you that have power or use heart rate, your heart rate's going to go up. But those of you that have power, I don't want you to really worry about getting into certain power zones tonight. I want you specifically to work on cadence and leg speed. That's the main goal for tonight. So as we get started, here's how the first segment's going to go. 6 minutes long. 30-second acceleration efforts. 10 seconds at 90. 10 seconds at 100. 10 seconds at 110. Then 30 seconds, nice and easy. You can even go to 80 in between. For those of you that may not have a cadence monitor, you can follow my legs, or just feel yourself pedaling a little faster each time. So here's your gearing. Stay in your small ring. You're going to shift to your 19. So if you have a 28 at the top, 28, 25, 23, 21, 19. So 4 shifts down, maybe 5, depending on what gearing you have. If you feel like this gearing is a little too much to hold that high end top of the cadence, then go ahead and shift to an easier gear. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Every 10 seconds, you're increasing. Starting at 90. 3, 2, 1. Sit on 90. No higher. You don't have to bust out of the gate for 90. To 100. Bring it up. Feel yourself get tall. And to 110. Or as fast as you can go. You should hear yourself going faster. Bring it down to 80. Can already tell, just for that small 30 seconds worth, that the heart rate's going to jack up tonight. That's what we want. We're working on leg speed. So find it again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 90. 100. Just holding on to it. Don't go higher. And 110. All out. Keeping the body really tall. Using those abs. Back to 80. This might feel not so hard of a warm-up. That's because I want you to really use the main portion of this workout to get the leg speed going. Tonight's going to be a repeat over and over and over again so that you can perfect it. Here we go. 3, 2, right to 90. Hold it there. And 100. Pedaling evenly. Light on your feet. 110. Let's go. Really hit it. Hit it hard. If you get 120, that's even better. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. Back down to 80. Your gearing tonight is going to affect how well you can move through this workout. 3, 2, right to 90. You might already be there. I naturally just kind of fall into there. 100. Light those feet up. 110. Going for it. When I get to 110, I feel myself really getting tall. 3, 2, back to 80. Two more minutes of these. I see people starting to warm up. Sweatshirts are coming off. Fans are getting turned on. You'll get a drink break in a minute. And then we'll move into 3, 2, 1, right to 90. Stay controlled. Don't go higher than 90. 100. And 110 or 120, whatever you can manage. 3, 2, 1. So if any of you don't have a cadence monitor, I'm going to show you a little trick in between that you can use at the beginning of each one of these sets to come to determine what your cadence is. And I'll help you through that process. Last one coming your way. 3, 2, 1, 90. Notice how relaxed my hands are here. Elbows are a little bent. 3, 2, 100. And 110. On my weights in the saddle. That's why my core is tight. 3, 2, 1. Stay in this gear. Bring it down to 80. Just let the legs spin. Then you'll get a couple of minutes off before we move into our main set, which is 27 minutes long. All right, shift all the way up to the easiest gear you have. Take a drink. Remember the rule. Finish that water bottle by the end of this workout. So here's how this is going to go. You're going to do 27 minutes of acceleration efforts. Each one's going to look exactly the same, but I want you to make sure they look exactly the same. I don't want you busting out of the gate and everyone starts off really strong and then dies. Let yourself be controlled for each one of these segments. So it's going to be 3 minutes at 100, 2 minutes at 110, and 1 minute at 90. Then you're going to get a minute off in between. We're going to do 4 of those 6-minute sets. So for those of you that don't have a cadence monitor, here's what you can do. I'll let you get started into the effort. Then for 30 seconds, when I start the clock for you, All I want you to do, keep your hand here, count how many times your right leg hits that hand in 30 seconds, and then multiply it by 2. So if you're hitting it 50 times in 30 seconds, you're at 100 cadence. Easy enough. Now, in terms of the gearing, I'm going to give you a gear option. If you feel like you can't hold that cadence for that duration, just shift to one easier gear. So let's get started. I want you in your small ring 21. So for those of you that don't know your gears, it's probably 4 gears harder, or 5, or 3, depending on what you have. First 3-minute set, 100 cadence. 3, 2, 1. Let's do a minute. I'm going to put myself right at 100 so you can see what my leg speed looks like. You're going to hold it here. Once we get 1 minute in, then I'll help you guys count it. If you want to count by hitting that right leg, counting how many times it touches your hand for a 30-second period. Hold this cadence strong. As we know, heart rate may go up here. The higher the cadence, the more the heart has to work. Coming up on that minute. If you need to count, you're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Count each time. That leg's touching your hand. I'll tell you when the 30 seconds is done. Nobody yell out any numbers. Try to mix them up. Oh, wait. They can't hear you. 3, 2, 1. How many did you get? If you got 50, you're perfect. If you got 60, you're spinning too fast. And if you got 40, you need to bring it up a little bit. Almost to the 2-minute mark. Holding 100 cadence. Make a decision about this gearing. Is it right? If you're bouncing, you need one harder gear. If you're really struggling, give yourself an easier one. Remember, this is about leg speed, not about proving anything to me or yourself. We need to build up those little mitochondria so they know what to do when this happens in the future. When we come up to the 3-minute mark, you're going to either increase the cadence to 110. If you feel like you need to shift to an easier gear to make that happen, you may do that. If you want to stay where you are, then do that too. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Take it to 110. If you're only hitting 108, that's okay. But what I want you to think about is feel yourself getting tall in your torso. So your hips open up and allow your legs to work. As soon as I do that, my cadence increases. If you're only getting to 105, that's okay too. Just keep the legs spinning fast. We're going to stay here for 2 full minutes. Then when you go to 90, believe me, it's going to feel slow. One more minute here. Allow yourself to breathe naturally. I don't want anybody going. It might feel good, but you're going to make yourself hyperventilate. Have your mouth just slightly open. Feel your belly start to push out and push in. Belly breathing. If you watch any pro racing, you'll see them belly breathing. "15 more seconds. Hold on to it. 90's coming your way. 3, 2, 1, go to 90. Now, if you want to shift to one harder gear and hold 90, that's how you know you're making progress. Remember, 90 is the ultimate black right now. 90 is where you want to try to be most of the time you're riding. Obviously, on an ascent or a climb, your cadence will drop somewhere between maybe 75 and 85. But if you can get comfortable and used to 90, it will save the legs for sure. Almost done with this last minute. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 1 down. 3 more of those to go. Take a drink. Allow yourself to bring that cadence down. Just spin the legs nice and light. Don't even put any pressure into the legs. So now you have the routine. 3 minutes at 100, 2 minutes at 110, 1 minute at 90. So for each of these, if you want to test yourself and play around a little bit with the gearing, you're welcome to do so. If you want to go to your big ring and maybe an easy gear, see what that feels like. But if you can't hold the cadences I'm asking, then shift to something that will allow you to do so. All right, here we go. Find that 21 again, or whatever gear you've selected. 100 is the cadence. 3, 2, 1. Right back to 100 for 3 minutes. Get solidly there. Try not to go over 100. Maybe if you get to 103, that's fine. But don't go to 110. Or if you're at 97, just bring it up a little bit. Really learn how to control this. Think about that upward part of the stroke more than pushing down. Find the flow in the pedal stroke. And nobody's giving me this. The upper body should be nice and still. Only the legs are working. Let the legs do all the work. If anybody needs to count their cadence, in 15 seconds, I'll give you a 30. I'm right at 102 myself. 101, 3, 2, counting for 30 seconds. If you need it, I'll stay quiet not to mess you up. Almost there. 57, 58, 59. 2 minutes. Hopefully you got 50. That's what your range, that's what you're working for. 1 more minute here. Then you're moving to 110 for 2 minutes. Make sure you're not bouncing. We want you to be solidly in the saddle. And if you feel like you can't get solidly in the saddle, maybe it's not the right saddle for you. I can definitely say, once I found the right saddle, it definitely changed. I had a lot of problems initially finding the right saddle. 3, 2, up to 110. 2 minutes here. Might take you a little bit to get there. Again, get tall. I feel myself getting tall. Just trying to make it happen. Heart rates are jacking up. Building some cardio on top of leg speed. I'm at 110. If anybody's following me. Keep the leg speed going. Think about an even pedal stroke. Leo, even it out. Your legs should look the same, not a little hop. There you go. Once you start thinking about both legs, if I just think about my left leg being stronger, I get even. "30 more seconds till you move to 90, which feels like a piece of cake. Check your body position. Almost there. 3, 2, bring it down to 90. Woo, 90 feels easy. Might be hard to bring it down to 90. The legs are saying, come on, let's go faster. That's good. That's what we want them to do, is to think about that faster pedal cadence. You're only getting a minute in between these, so it makes it tougher as we go through. The next one for most of you will actually be your best one, because you're well warmed up by then and the legs are on motor memory. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Easy gear. Take a drink. Keep it at 80. Let the legs recover. Let the body recover. Towel off. I don't know about you guys, but we have a giant puddle in front of our house tonight. Woo, it's been raining all day. But we don't have it as bad as those guys in Florida. The South is just getting slammed. All right, in 10 seconds, get ready to go back to 100 for 3, small ring 21, or whatever gear works for you. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 100. Even from the start, I know what happens. Everybody like pedals really fast right at the beginning. 100 is not that fast. After you've done this now, starting your third time, it starts to get easier because the legs start to recognize that they can go this fast. You might also recognize that the heart starts to settle in too, because it's doing the same thing. It's getting used to the effort. That's why we mix up the workouts. If you did the same thing all the time, you would not get any adaptation. You have to mix it up, challenge the body, force it to go maybe where it hasn't gone, or force it to hold something that it's not comfortable doing. If you need a count, we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start counting for your cadence. 30 seconds of quiet on my part. Two, 1, multiply by 2. 2 minutes down. 1 more minute at this cadence. Find that tall in your torso. Keep that bend in your arms. Keep the legs spinning at that perfect cadence of 100. You're almost on the backside, number 3 or 4. Coming up on the change, you're going to go to 110 for 2 minutes when I count it down. 3, 2, 1, 110. Stay in the same gear. If you want to challenge yourself, shift to one easier if you need to, but as long as you're not bouncing. Get tall in your torso. Feel your hips rotate right into where they can go fast. I'm at 110, if you're following me. Look down at your feet. See if they're pedaling evenly. One more minute at this cadence. Don't worry about power. Wherever the heart rate's going, let it go. Building some cardio. Legs may actually feel kind of fresh after tonight. Twenty more seconds. Then you're hitting 90 for a minute. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down to 90. Slowly roll it there. Dead on to 90 for me. Now you might find your cadence bouncing around all over the place. That's because each leg works independently. So if you smooth the pedal cadence out and each leg is working at the same level, then you'll have it settle in and stay within 3 to 5 RPMs. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice easy gear. Take a drink. Towel off. 1 minute at 80 or whatever pace you have determined to cool down. Right, by now, you should be halfway done with your water. Halfway done with your water. One more set of this. Now, this last one, it might challenge you, but that's why we do successive efforts to challenge the body, force it to go a little further than it wants to go. That's how you get stronger, fitter, and faster. So find that gear again. 3 minutes at 100. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You've been here before. You can settle right into it. You can probably start to feel now what 100 feels like. Doesn't feel so bad anymore. The legs are starting to understand how fast they can actually go. If any of you are using a file, you can go back and look at each segment and see how fast you're going and if you were consistent with your speed and your cadences. Remember, we're here for 3 minutes. If you need to count, start counting now. And stop counting now. Hopefully you hit 50. Give you 100 as a cadence. You might also notice on this one that the heart's not jacking up as quickly as it did on the previous ones. It's the 110 now that starts to feel it. You can sit at 100 without any difficulty. Again, check that body position. Where's the torso? Where's your head? Doing this because that doesn't have your hips in the right place. And if you're out on the road, if you're riding down the road like Chris Froome, you're going to bounce off of something. I'm not sure how that guy sees where he's going. For those of you that know, Chris Froome is a professional cyclist. He's won some major tours. He rides with his elbows out. And he constantly drops his head, looks up, drops his head, looks up to 110. 2 minutes at 110. I don't know how he doesn't run into the back of people. And his neck must kill him by the end of a workout or a race. Hold 110. Come on. Last time at this super high cadence. It's a measly minute and a half left of that cadence. I'm at 110. Because I sat up. I was at 109. Changed my body position. Got me to 110. 1 minute here. I love it. Everybody's still. Everybody's pedaling fast. Fast legs, fast legs, fast legs. $20 more seconds till we go to that last minute at 90. Three, 2, 1. Bring it down to 90. See if you can nail it. Right on to 90. Right there, 92. Really concentrate. Watch that number. Stay steady at 90. 30 more seconds. Stay in your bars as much as you can. You want to simulate the position that you're riding outside. Holding on to it. Less than 10. 3, 2, 1. Find that easy gear. Nice job. 2 minutes easy. Take that drink. Towel off. You might find when you do these high cadence work, sweat coming down off your arms into your hands, making your bars a little wetter than you want them. If you want to, you can wear your gloves, your cycling gloves, on the trainer. That will eliminate that problem. Plus, it'll also get you used to having a sense of having those gloves on and what the body temperature is doing. Here's a couple little tricks for when you're out on the road and if your legs are starting to feel like they're dying a little. Little pro tip for you. Take your water bottle. Say you're in the later half of your ride. Your legs are starting to feel a little burny, kind of like what they feel like right now after these high cadence work. Just take your bottle and literally, I'm not going to do it, but spray your legs, your thighs, on the tops of your thighs. The cold water on your skin in the middle of the summer or even in the fall. I wouldn't do it in the winter, obviously. But that'll just kind of spark the legs back to life just a little bit. And it's a good way to give yourself the sense of feeling like you have a little fresher legs than what you might have You might have just climbed something. The legs are feeling a little rubbery. And that's a good way to just feel some life back in them. All right, we're going to finish up. This one's going to challenge you a tiny bit, but I just want you to see what you can do with it. All of these efforts coming to you are going to be in your small ring. We're going to start at the top of the cassette. Every 15 seconds, you're going to shift down harder 2 gears, then another 2 gears, then another 2 gears. So by the time you get to the last 15 seconds, you'll be probably down by your 15, 14, somewhere around there. What I want you to try to do is hold the highest cadence you can in each of those gears. If you really want to challenge yourself, whatever cadence you set for yourself at the beginning on the first gear, try to hold that all the way to the last gear. We're going to do 4 minutes of this with 30 seconds of easy in between, just to give you a little bit of rest. So the first one, small ring, shift down 1 gear, everybody. 1 gear, 15 seconds, highest cadence you can hold. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Spin it out. Stay controlled. You can set the bar for yourself if you want with the first one. And shifting 2 gears. Hold a cadence as high as you can go. Really work this. Shifting 2 more gears. Holding that gear. Highest cadence you can hold. Don't let the leg speed stop. 2 more gears. You might only be holding 70. That's okay. 3, 2, 1. All the way back up to the top. 30 seconds easy. Woo! That was good. Those of you that have a heart rate monitor, did you get to zone 4 in that last 15 seconds? Probably. All right, we're going to do that again. Everybody's shifting down 1 harder gear. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. Highest cadence you can hold. Think about body position. 2 harder gears. Holding it again. Are you into 100? Two harder gears. Keep the legs moving. Even pedal stroke. Two harder gears. Last 15 seconds. Three, two, one. Back up to the top. Woo! We got 1 more to go. Last one is the best one. Make it count on this last one. Take a drink. You know the drill. You know what to do. 1 harder gear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. Try to hold the same cadence as you've seen previously. 2 harder gears. Keep that cadence high. Two harder gears. Only 30 seconds left. Come on. Go for it. Go for it. Two harder gears. Keep it up. If you want to get out of the saddle, go for it. 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Super easy gear. Woo. Good one, guys. Lots of sweating going on here. Heart rate's high. Power output on those last ones, probably pretty big. Allow yourself to finish up the rest of your water. Spin nice and easy. So the body can cool down, stop the sweating process. So Donna and Leo, since you're in your garage, give the legs a little squirt of water. See if that freshens them up a little bit. So again, just like every night that we finish these, make sure that you're rehydrating yourself at the end of this workout. Give yourself a recovery shake. Even just drink a full glass of water. You lose a lot more sweat indoors than you may outdoors. Unless you're somebody like Lucy, who's not here tonight, I don't think. And she sweats with a giant puddle under her after a workout. When we were working out indoors, she would literally put 2 towels under her bike. So that's how much she would sweat. Pay attention to your sweat rate. That's what that's called. If you are someone that sweats a lot, you need to replenish all of that whenever you're working out. If you add an electrolyte mix, you'll get nutrients in that electrolyte mix that will help the process of hydration. Don't hesitate to use it. And if you know that you're a heavy sweater, you might actually want to drink 2 bottles when you're doing an indoor session for an hour instead of just 1. So figure out what your sweat rate is. You can actually, there's some companies, I think I've talked about it before, where you can do a little sweat test. You put a little like cloth on your skin while you're working out. It then gives them the amount of sweat that you're excreting during that workout. They can then analyze it and determine what do you need to replenish and what kinds of sodium are you losing? What percentage of sodium are you losing so that you can replenish that sodium, which is a really key factor in the absorption of hydration. So here is my goal for you guys, or my suggestion for tomorrow. I want everybody to try to, during the day, drink at least 3 water bottles. That's really nothing. You should be consuming half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, that's 50 ounces of water. So typically a bottle like this is 16 ounces. So I'm only asking you to drink 3 of those. So that's not going to be even quite as much as what you need. But let's start there. Then I want you to tell me on Tuesday how you felt if you ride on Saturday. Did you feel yourself feeling super strong that day? And let's see how the body feels if it's hydrated prior to your workout. Prehydration is just as important as hydrating while you are working out. So they both have an effect. So I always say to my athletes, whatever you do today affects you tomorrow. Whatever you do tomorrow affects the next day. So you always have to be on top of it. So draw from that toolbox and see what you can find. All right, you can keep your legs moving if you want. I'm going to stop my watch, and then I am going to open up the phone lines. See how everybody's doing. We had a great group tonight. Thanks everybody for joining in on the fun.